Castle Bravo and the shrimp, when nuclear testing goes very wrong. Welcome back, we are here with another interesting video. Before we start, please subscribe the channel to get the latest updates. The Castle Bravo test was a devastating nuclear weapons test that unleashed a devastating force that eclipsed all previous nuclear explosions. The United States conducted this test on March 1, 1954, at Bikini Atoll in the Marshall Islands, as part of an ambitious and dangerous effort to develop and acquire U.S. nuclear weapons capability at the high altitudes of the Cold War. Its purpose was to test a new ballistic missile, demonstrate U.S. superiority, and send a message to the Soviet Union and other potential enemies. But what happened next was beyond anyone's worst nightmare, as this experiment unleashed a powerful fireball that did massive and lasting damage to the same people in the Marshall Islands, the United States, and around the world. What did the Americans do? What is a Castle Bravo plan? The problem with releasing any new military technology into the world is that it starts a dead game of humans. The United States may be the first nuclear power, but it will not be the last. Rather than creating the best weapons to keep America safe, the development of nuclear weapons sparked an arms race that the United States knew had to be ahead. Shortly after the United States became a nuclear power, the Russians and British did the same. The race to make more powerful and more efficient bombs in the next few years. All this led to the Castle Bravo test, the code name given to the first test of a new hydrogen bomb developed by the United States in 1954. Was made on March 1, 1954 at Bikini Atoll in the Marshall Islands. The Americans tested a new type of nuclear bomb, which they called the chip. Instead of using plutonium or uranium like previous nuclear weapons, Fort Bravo uses lithium deuteride as its fusion fuel. This new fuel allowed the bomb to release more energy than previous bombs. It was America's first nuclear bomb, commonly known today as a nuclear bomb or H-ball. Unlike previous nuclear weapons, hydrogen bombs do not rely on reaction to release energy. Instead, it uses a combination of fusion and fission to get the job done. It's all about producing higher yields than previous bombs. The bomb was designed to have a yield of 5 megatons, about 1,000 times more than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. The Castle Bravo test bomb is also larger and heavier than previous U.S. nuclear weapons. It weighs over 10,000 pounds, 4.5 tons, and is 14 feet, 4 meters, long. Overall, the Castle Bravo test bomb represents a major breakthrough in U.S. nuclear weapons technology, both in terms of design and destruction. However, this is still far from perfect. A serious problem is developing that can have sad, undesirable consequences. What should she do? Clan. Castle Bravo has many goals. The most obvious is testing the new hydrogen bomb design above. The Americans wanted to gather information on the bomb's performance and evaluate its potential use in military applications. Also used to record information about most thermonuclear reactions. Big bada boom. Unfortunately, the bomb works a little better. Americans had estimated the yield at 5 megatons, but a miscalculation meant it produced 3 times that amount, making it the largest explosion ever seen in the United States. Bomb experts estimated the energy released when the lithium-7 isotope in the fuel bomb explodes with neutrons and combines with deuterium, a heavy hydrogen isotope. The problem is, the designers thought that lithium-7 would behave in the same way as pure lithium, which produces a small amount of energy when combined with deuterium. Lithium-7, as we now know, actually produces a lot of energy when combined. This caused a bigger explosion than expected. Moreover, the designers estimated how much tritium, another isotope of hydrogen, would be produced during chemical fusion. This added tritium reacts with the fusion fuel, contributing to the explosion of the bomb. Although it was thought that creating bombs more powerful than expected would be a good thing, the experiment had serious consequences. One of the worst effects of the bomb was the enormous amount of radioactivity it produced. The benefits even spread to other parts of the Pacific, as far as the United States and Japan. Not surprisingly, all these disasters, including the failed experiment itself, are political. There was opposition and anger to the experiment both in the United States and abroad. Many have called for an end to nuclear weapons testing, and the event has become an obstacle to the world's nuclear struggle. If that's not bad enough, this test also fails America's enemies. While this test successfully demonstrated America's nuclear capability and strengthened its role in the Cold War arms race, it also mobilized other countries, notably the Soviet Union, for the sake of their own interests. For the sake of this culminated with the Russian Tsar Bomba, the largest nuclear device ever built. When the was tested in 1961, the Tsar bomb delivered a yield of 50 kilograms, much more powerful than the Castle Bravo bomb, and the aircraft that dropped the bomb flew so high and so fast that it could not pass through the cracks. It could have been worse because the initial plans used a 100-ton warhead to drop the bomb. Nuclear destruction. The Castle Bravo test was a pivotal event in the history of nuclear weapons testing that had a major and lasting impact on the people of the Marshall Islands, the United States, and the world. While the test achieved some goals, its negative impact highlighted the potential dangers and risks associated with nuclear weapons and led to renewed calls for arms control and disarmament. The Castle Bravo test shows that we must be responsible as we compete to advance technology. The need for progress must be measured in terms of morality and responsibility for the safety and well-being of the people we share our world with. Cutting corners and rushing for success leads to such situations. Write a comment under the topic you want.